What's going on, y'all? Back with another video. So I guess I can call this part 2 from where I left off at yesterday. So I put on a community board that I'm just gonna let y'all know everything that's been going on dealing with me personally. And a lot of y'all probably already know because I left it, in the comment sections under some of y'all's comments. So this is gonna be a long video. So, it might cut off if my phone overheats or whatever, but I'll just pick up where I left off at, and I hope that it picks up the part that I recorded already. So just to give y'all a rundown of everything that has happened, it really started about a year ago, to be honest with y'all. It started like a year ago. And it's dealing with my son and his personal relationship with his on again, off again girlfriend. Now he's been with her, and mind y'all, my child is not a teenager. He is in his early 20s. Both of my kids are. But this video is mostly about my son and what I've been dealing with lately. So his on again, off again relationship has been going on, I think, since he was 18, because for a long time I didn't even know that he was with her. So last year, I think it was in August, I had just went back to work. I knew that they had gotten back together because they had broke up in 2019, like around Christmas. They must have gotten back together sometime a little bit after the new year, in the beginning of 2020. No, I'm off again. I'm thinking I don't even like really talking about this, but I have to let y'all know what's going on. I'm trying to be transparent as possible. They broke up at the end of 2018, got back together in 2019, and it still was on and off. But in August of 2019, he had texted me, and he told me that he needed to talk to me when I leave work. And I'm like, oh Lord, because every time he say stuff like that, that kind of triggers me, because it takes me back to the last time he told me I need to talk to you. And I kind of gave y'all an idea of what that was all about. I don't even want to get into that. But y'all know, y'all that been here, y'all know what I'm talking about. He went through his own battles. He's still fighting those battles, but he's getting better at it, and he's stronger. And, he's doing real good. Aside from his personal life, me being a mother and having a mother's intuition, your kids don't have to always tell you what's going on. You just gonna know. Like, your spirit just gonna let you know what's going on. You have that discernment. Your intuition is gonna let you know that something is not right. Like, you just know. So he was back with her August. He let me know that he talked to me about something. When I left work, he was like, she needs a place to stay. She haven't been getting along with her mother and stuff like that. And my kids know that I don't believe in none of that shacking up stuff. You're not going to let your girlfriend or your boyfriend stay at my house. And at the time, they were still living with me, both of them, my son and my daughter. And so, I thought about it like, look, y'all not going to be playing house in my house. And this is something that's completely out of my character. This is something that, I went back and forth with myself and my mind, thinking about, should I do it or not? But I know how much he loved her, and I know the type of heart he has. And my son, he has a big heart. When he loved hard. And my kids, we are very, very close. We have a strong bond. I feel them as much as they feel me. My children are my strongest, my best, like my biggest supporters. Like, they really have my back. They are my backbone. The thing about it is, when they hurt, you know how it is when your kids hurt. It hurts you twice as more. And it's like, you'll do whatever to protect your kids. It doesn't matter how old they are. I don't care how old they get. They're gonna always be my kids. I'm gonna always be there to protect them from whatever it is that's going on in their life. So the thing about it is, I went ahead and let her come and stay with us for a little while and stuff like that. And I just started to pick up on things. Like, I never had really gotten to know her until she was living under our roof. So I started to pick up on things about her, like things that seemed kind of sneaky. And I started to notice him, like he was holding back heavy burdens that he was carrying and stuff. And he was keeping that away from me because it's like, he don't want to put nothing on me. Like, he's the type of person, and I know he get that from me. It's like he want to be strong, even if it's, even if it's wearing him down. So he kept a lot to himself, dealing with his personal relationship with her. And a whole while, it was like she was just breaking him. But at the same time, she came into his life during that period that I told y'all when he was going through something already. So she picked the perfect opportunity to come into his life. And mind you, that was at the same time that she was staying with somebody else at that time. But all of this came up later on down the line. So, like I said, I'm gonna tell y'all again, it's gonna be a long video. Again, I just started to know this stuff, and he was having car troubles and things like that. But she had gotten her a car. It's like when she got the car, that's when the problem started, to where, she needed a roof over her head. And again, all of this came back to me later on down the line. Like, it's funny that when you go get this new car and this big car note, this big insurance, being that they're young, they're in their early 20s, so the insurance is going to be high. And the note too. And sometimes the parents will help them with either or. Where in her situation, it was supposed to have been that her dad was paying the car insurance, but I don't know. Because when you're dealing with narcissistic people, you can only go by what they tell you unless you go dig up the truth some type of way and find out what's really going on. And that had never dawned on me, because I only wanted to believe what she was telling me on the strength of that being my son's girlfriend. And again, you giving her a roof over her head, you helping her out, and that's the type of people that we are. We'll give you, the shirt off our backs. And it just took me a long time to realize that she really was just using all of us. She was using us. She was leeching. And nobody can tell me different, because I know the signs of that. Like, you can't tell me nothing about a narc, because I know how they operate. It's nothing new under the sun dealing with a narcissist. It's just a different individual, and you have to figure it out. But once you figure it out, it ain't nothing you can tell me about you, to make me look at you differently, because I already know how you roll. And so the thing about it is, she was deceiving all of us. She was using us. And as time went by, he was just at his wit's end with it. It's like it took a toll on my child. And I just, it just became to a point where it was boiling over for me, because his car let him down, but she had a car. She wouldn't take him to work in the morning. He would get Uber. And I'm like, you laying under my roof and you can't even get him a ride to work? And he is paying either the car note or her car insurance when he's not doing it for his own vehicle, because now it's sitting up. Before he can even get it fixed, then he'll get back to that. But when he do, how is he going to handle taking care of his own responsibilities and hers? And I'm like, you're not going to be living your life as a married man under my roof. I'm doing this for you and doing a huge favor for her. Again, on the strength that that's your girlfriend, and I know you love her. Or you love the idea of what you want it to be. I start to explain this to him, and my son, he knows, both my kids, they know what I do. They know what I do on this channel. My channel has not only helped them, but has helped other people who has, who told them, like I watch on my channel, man, she be spitting some real stuff and stuff like that. So I know that my videos have reached people, even a younger audience. They're not as vocal about it as, someone of my age, but they're watching. You never know who's watching. The thing about it is, it went on for a little while, the relationship, with, it being that way. And I just had to I had to speak up about it. So, how did this come about one day? Me and my daughter was talking, and I was saying, like, I'm just picking up on this spirit of sadness. So I started to get these Post-it notes, and I started writing, little things on there, little positive notes, little short scriptures and stuff. And I would put them in random places around my house. And she was like, when I move into my apartment, I want to do stuff like that. Everything she noticed about me is like she faked admired. And I want to be like you. I don't have a mother like you. And he ended up telling me later on down the line that she would always throw that in my face, that, you come from this household, even though it's just, your mom was a single parent. I just wish that it was like that for us. And he was like, she kept throwing it in my face, like I owe her, like I owe her something. I was like, yeah, because that's the thing about it, is like she's punishing you for the life you have that she didn't have. And she's leeching off of you to have a part of that. She wanted to be a part of this so bad till she used us, she deceived us. And so, again, I ended up speaking up about it, and I was like, look, I've been nice enough to let you stay here in our house. And, but I need a little bit more help with these bills. It's like, he's taking care of your bills, and it's taken away from him helping me. And my daughter was paying bills, and she felt like she could just live here scot-free. And like, no, sister, that's not going to happen. Like, I've been nice to you. You can at least respect me enough to say I appreciate you, and I'm going to pitch in more. I got big bills. You can't be offering little little $50 here and there. You got to do more than that. And then when I start to notice that he was getting more and more stressed out, like he was keeping it in secret again because he didn't want to stress me out by knowing what he was going through with her. So it finally boiled over and took me and her had a little blow up. So she got mad and she stormed out the house one day because I'm like, you can't stay here and don't contribute. She got mad and she went to their dad's house. Like, why are you going over there? What are you going to do? Come over here and whoop my ass about the rules I lay down in my house? When you go over there, he's going to be expecting the same thing for you to pitch in. And he's another damn narc. So they're perfect for each other if it work out that way, which it wasn't. So she went over there and asked him, can she stay there? And I guess they both got together to talk about me. My son went over there and he was like, no, it wasn't like that. And that's when I started to pick up on the stronghold she had on him. Mind you, this happened in 2019 when did that happen? In October. So she came here early August and left in late October because that's when they end up finding an apartment that they got on a joint lease together, which was all her idea because he went into this agreement blindly. My son had always been saying, once I get on my feet, get my car straight, start making a little bit more money at work, I'm going to move out. And I'm like, you don't have to rush to move out. You're doing the damn thing. You're going to school. You're doing the best you can. I'm not pressuring you. Do all you can do, but don't put too much pressure on yourself. And this just an understanding that we have between each other as mother and son. It don't have to be explained. But with her, it's like she's in his ear. And then I'm in his ear, giving him the motherly advice. She's in his ear telling him, don't listen to your mom. Move out. Be on your own. She's been enabling you. And now y'all probably could understand why I mentioned certain things in other videos. So once she's in his ear and telling him what to do, she have a more strong hold on him to pull him in a direction she need him to be in, which is going to benefit her. They move into this apartment together. I hadn't been to the apartment in a minute. The first time I went to visit the apartment, she started to come by slowly. Like, I need to get this out of his room. So he came and just completely cleared out his room, moved everything to the apartment. Slowly, but he got everything out of his room. And I was just missing my son. It was just something like, it just happened unexpectedly. And like something just came in our lives and just wreaked havoc and just shook things up. And I never thought I'd see that day come. Not in between us, because me and him, we best friends. Like, we so close. I just never thought that would happen. And that's why I say it took me so long to speak about this, because it's not my story to tell. It's his story. I'm basically telling you his personal business. At the same time, I asked myself, Lord, how can I, do this work for you and, serve this purpose that you have gave me the gift to do if I can't even contain peace and stability in my own home dealing with my children? Not like, now y'all should know why it took me so long to speak on this. And while I was like, well, maybe I should step back because I don't want to be this self-appointed person doing something. Like, I just had started being in a state of confusion, and the devil is always right there. He's always right there. The devil is always right there, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, always ready to put negative things on your mind. Not saying that the devil is winning, but he's just always right there to the point where it's overwhelming. And it's just so much pressure to not really know which direction to go in. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to leave, my supporters on this channel high and dry, because I really love and appreciate y'all. Like, y'all really uplift me. Y'all really motivate me. Going through those messages today really had me crying, because I was like, Lord, this is you. This is you. It's nothing about me, but it's the message is reaching the people. So many people say that this has helped me, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm glad it has, and it has always helped my son, because he's always watching my videos, or he would text me while I'm at work. I just finished watching some of your videos, and this is after they went through the breakup. Okay, so back to the apartment. They moved to the apartment, and they stayed in the apartment from October to 2019. Wait, this happened in 18. I'm getting off track because of COVID and everything. Like a whole year went by of me things just being, thrown off, and I kind of forget the way that stuff happened, down the timeline. But this happened. They stayed together from October of that year when they got the apartment, I think, until the following year. Yes, it was last year when they had a big you know, she really went off. And I'm like, that's because she know what she was able to get away with once she got you over there in that apartment. Because it would have never went down like that if it was in my house. Mind you, again, he was not ready to really just move out like that. My child had plans. It was just her that was trying to control the narrative of their relationship. Like, no, we're going to do it like this. Like, she knows what's best. At the same time, it's at your expense. It's at you working your behind off and spending your whole paycheck on her, to the point where it's taken away from what you were contributing to as far as your portion of the bills in the house. And things were working out perfect for us. And if she was the right person, it would have made things even much more better money wise with her coming to stay with us for a little while. So yeah, she only stayed with us like a month, like a little over a month, because I just couldn't take it no more. And I had to say something. Like, my child, I went to pick him up from work one day, and I'm like, he was saying she just not answering her phone. I don't know why. I just can't wait to get my car fixed. I'm just stressed out. And when my children are going through something again, you know, there's any parent, you're going to feel it. And that's why when we made it home and she came home from work, I just went off. And she couldn't take it. Narcs can't take the heat. So she fled. She fled on out the house, and he ran behind her. And he texted me and he said, why did you do that? And see, that's why I say the devil, he swarmed his way on in, and he put his hands on my child. That's when I told y'all that the devil, he has a way of putting his hands on your children to get to you. Y'all probably thought I was talking about a co-parenting thing, but I'm going to get to that too. Because again, two narcs, sometimes they could team up to try to bring a impact down. So that was the perfect opportunity for his dad and the girlfriend to, you know, get together and talk about me. So that happened, but it didn't do anything. You know, because, you know, the Lord say, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. And I'm not putting myself at that level, but at the same time, I really felt protected. Like, y'all can talk all y'all want to. I go through this at work. What y'all think y'all gonna do me? You know, y'all don't have nothing on God's protection. When it come up to his people and doing his works, you can't do nothing to me, because your whole intentions is to bring me down at the fact that you're being exposed for who you are. Like, I don't have a reason to really defend myself because I'm not doing anything wrong. So yeah, they end up breaking up. And she claimed that she was going to the military. Y'all remember I said narcissists lie and say that they're going to the military. Meanwhile, they're still in town spying on you. They have you thinking they're somewhere else. So you living free and moving as free as you want to, and you moving on with life and getting better. Meanwhile, they're spying on you. They're smearing your name around town because they don't want you to have peace. They want you to run into people who have heard about you. They heard something about you, you know. So that was a lie. Because to this day, I don't think she went to no military. I don't know, because I haven't seen her since all that happened in May of last year. When they broke up, she went crazy to the point where my child was able to look into her eyes and see the true covert narc in their full armor and being who they really are. Like, the mask had completely come off. He seen this and he just broke down. Like, and that's what he needed to do. It was like he needed to see that. God showed him exactly what he needed to see. So that happened. He came and talked to me about it and said we broke up for good. I'm like, okay, what you gonna do? You gonna come back home? Stuff like that. And no, I wasn't like, oh yes. All I wanted to do at that time was just be there for my child and let him know, you already know what it is with us, and I'm gonna be here. Your sister gonna be here. And we was relieved because we know that he was carrying his burden on him and a lot of pressure of this relationship and having to live up to her expectations. We already know what it was. He just had to realize it. So that happened in their relationship. They broke up and stuff like that. And he came, first he had decided that he's going to come back home after his lease is up, because she left him high and dry on their lease. She played these games, not wanting to get off the lease. She wanted to keep popping up at the house. And this went on from May to July, because she said, I joined the Army and I'm going to leave on such and such day in July. And so it was like a waiting period. So the landlord was like, I went over to talk to the landlord, and the landlord told me that she come into the office, she slammed the door open, she got all in her face like she wanted to fight her. She said the cameras would show her riding around the apartment complex. And I say, probably trying to see if he got a girl in the apartment. And she was like, he can change the locks, but we can't take her off the lease. She still have a right to come here, but she got to come through us, and we can escort her to the apartment if she need to get anything out. So they was like, if she got 75% of her things out of the apartment, we can remove her off the lease. And so all of that ended up happening. So once his lease was up, he said, I'm coming to move back home and just kind of like find me some more work, stack my money, and and that happened, and things started working out for him. He got a new car. It's like I really witnessed a glow up. Like that really happens once you cut the narc out of your life. You have to cut those dead pieces of, like a plant. You have to cut the dead weight off in order for the plant to grow. And I witnessed it. Like I know that it was possible. I know how it works. I know how it happens. It happened with me. It happened with so many other people. And I seen it happen with my son in his relationship. So once he cut that toxicity out of his life, I start to see him grow and glow, and everything was just going in a positive direction. Then she pops back up, and he was like, she leaving notes, long notes, and just making up stuff. I'm telling him, as he telling me the story, I'm telling him what all of this mean. And stuff like, I'm going to tell the police you beat me up. Just stuff that narcissists do. And knowing my child's character, he's not violent at all. He can take a lot. If anything, he's going to push you out of his way. But I was telling him, the police and the landlord, we both went into the apartment and was telling them, move your valuable things out of your house to your mom's house because she can come back here and destroy it. And he was like, okay, I'm going to do that. So some weeks went by, and then that's when he had moved back into his apartment. When he thought that things had died down and she had left town. And again, I don't think she left town. So some time went by and stuff. He told me that he had met another girl. But the funny thing is, he was like, yeah, she's in the military. And I'm like, oh, she's in the military, like the ex was going to the military. He was like, yeah, we're going to go meet around the lake to go run, I said, okay. When am I meet her? That's what you want to meet her. You want to meet your son's girlfriend. You want to meet this new person in his life. He was like, you will. And that never happened. That never happened. So going on a year, I'm like, okay. Someone was telling me there ain't no new girlfriend. It's her. And he was keeping this away from me because he didn't want me to go into that, that mother mode to say, like, you let that back in your life after all that you went through, after all that all that I speak about in my videos and, my experience with it. Like, better. I don't understand. So that's when I was like, I just started to feel very like discouraged. Like if I can't help my own child, how am I going to help other people? And then God say, like, foolish woman, at the end of the day, we are all God's children. And who am I to put myself in this position to feel like I can save him? He was like, I gave you one job, and that was to, to give birth to him and to love him and to lead him in the right direction, do the best I can as a mother and put him first, put him before all things, even my own thoughts. And that's hard to do when you see your child going in a downward spiral, dealing with life in general, dealing with his personal life, and dealing with a spiritual attack, because of course that's what narcissism is. It's a spiritual attack. And so, that's hard. That sometimes it is hard to be obedient to God when it comes to your children, because it's hard to sit back and just watch them go through it. Just go through these negative emotions of life, and you can't step in and be that hero to save them. It's hard to sit back and just witness it. So to kind of make a long story short, I'm not trying to make like a 45-minute video. It's going to take forever to upload. He ended up back with her after some time went by, and he went ahead and told me. But before he told me, like, y'all, so much more details went on. I just can't keep up with it. It's so much. But y'all kind of know what it is, dealing with a narc in a relationship, and they don't want to let go, and dealing with that breakup hangover. I seen him go through that. I seen him go through trying to move on, trying to talk to other girls, and he was just like, they just not the ones for me. But I'm like, maybe you just need to be for yourself. Just be for self right now. Just work on you. Just work on healing. And everything was going good. Get back to that. So he did. And he got into the meditating and praying every morning. And this thing he do, I guess that's part of this new age religion, which I tell him to be careful with, because the devil is always trying to seep his way into new things to deceive you. This new age thing they do called sun gazing. And yes, I know the sun is good for you. We need the sun. He got into things. I'm like, okay. So I started to be supportive of that, because I started to see a positive change. But at the same time, he was dealing with her. He still was dealing with her. So now it come to the point where this where their dad come in at, the other narc. Okay, my car, I used him a long time ago as a co-signer on my car, which is why it's hard for me to get another car, and I need to, because I'm at a very high mileage, almost 200,000 miles. And it's just a frustrating situation for me right now, trying to get into this new car and get his name off of it. And the credit union won't take his name off of it. So, of course, a narc gonna always try to find a way to stay attached to you some type of way. And that's how he is. And because there's strict boundaries set between me and him, sometimes he finds his way in through my children to get to me. And again, my children are my weak points, and people know that. So he told my son one day, your mom need to call me because I really need my name off that car. And I'm like, how you gonna get your name off the car if they want to take it off? You think I don't want your name off my car? I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I don't want to be attached to you in no type of way. So he used it as an excuse to do what? Just what he ended up doing. And that's shame on me. He got a reaction out of me because I called him and I blowed up like, why would you tell my son that? And it's stressing him out because he's saying, now I just kind of feel like if you're struggling paying bills and paying car notes and stuff like that, because that's what dad said, that means I'm going to have to move back home because he moved back out. I'm going to have to move back home to help you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Things is good. What you talking about? But that's what he used. He used that to use my son to get to me, just to get information and to get a reaction, just to see if he can get to me. They make a narc think that you still care. I don't care about you. I care about my son, and how the fact that you would use your own child, that's just how evil they are. You know that this would stress him out. You know that this would take him to a place. And I'm very protective over that. Both my kids. But my daughter is more stronger. My son, he have his strong points. But he's been through things with people, with this spiritual attack more than her. So, I called him and I'm like, why would you tell him that? And he's like, he's stressed out. How is he going to pay his bills and mine? I don't need him to pay mine. I'm good. I got the new position at work. I'm getting more money. Things, good things are starting to happen for me. So why would you tell him that? And he was like, I'm not tripping. I was just saying, just wanted to make sure you straight. And I say, but why did you just make up that lie? Giving him a reaction. So I just hung the phone up in his face and blocked him again because he's been on block since 2018. And he's going to be on there forever, unless he'd say something to my kids to get to me. My children, because they're in their 20s, but they're still my kids. So yeah, that happened. And where am I with this? So yeah, so he was like, because I just want to make sure you straight, because you be talking. My son came home, I said, I talked to your dad and I told him I don't do that. He'd have no reason to even tell you something like that. I said that if I ask you to stop and give me a salad on your way home because I don't want to move my car, I was talking about because it's getting high and high mileage and it's going to be harder for me to trade in. The value is going to be much or nothing. And that's going to make me have to put more money down, depending on your credit and stuff. And at the time, I was a month behind at that time. So he was like, because I was just wondering, like, you have a car, you could have went and got you something to eat. I've been working like doubles and doubles and doubles, and I haven't seen daylight in about a week or so. And I say, well, why are they working you so hard like that? Because, you good on your bills and stuff. Yeah, I'm good on the bills. I just need a day off, and I've just been stressed out. I'm like, okay. But that had nothing to do with me. So it went back to her. I'm like, oh, so you paying bills at her house, and that's stressing you out. Then your dad was able to use you to pretend like he needed to give me a message because he's stressed, and he wasn't. He just wanted to hear my voice. That's why I say, oh, I'm not tripping. You do good for yourself. You do good. I'm proud of you, baby girl. And I say, could you please stop calling me that shit? Like, don't call me that. I don't like being called baby girl, especially by you. You mean nothing to me. The only thing good came out of me and you is our kids. Other than that, you and I would have never gotten together if I'd have known better back then. It took me 20 years to see you for who you were. So you want to stay out of my way and you want to keep my name out of your mouth and stop messing with my kids to get to me. So my son used that. It's like Satan was able to move in and use the narc, the dad narc, and then he messed with my child in a way to where he put it on his mind and made him feel like, your mama gonna always be the one to hold you back. You ain't gonna never be happy. On top of the fact that she's putting that in his ear. So he's like, I'm just kind of feeling stressed out. I need a break from work and I never have money in my pocket. I'm like, why? That don't have nothing to do with me. Oh, you paying all her bills. So I was able to just put two and two together. Like, oh, okay, you paying all you, because he had started roommating with a guy friend. But he left that house and moved into her apartment. But the reason why is because she was able to hoover him and love bomb him and got him back. Now she's got him back where she want him. It's a good convenience for him to be there and pay all the bills. And he's thinking, yeah, I'm in love again. I just can't get over her. She won't let you get over her. She won't let you. Because of your idea of what you want it to be, you can't let go. That's facts. That's just the way it is when you're dealing with a narcissist. You have to start to realize what's real and what's fake after they have shown you time and time again a repeated pattern of behavior. And if these things are constantly taking a toll on your life and your lifestyle and your habits, you know, you have to turn to habits as a coping mechanism to make yourself feel good. But when those habits are gone, then what? It's back to reality. And the reality of it is you still got that narc in the picture. It ain't gonna never get better. You can be so much better on your own, for yourself and by yourself. And the healing process will be so much more easier. Yes, they're gonna always still linger around, but you don't have to let them in. That's why I said, I don't want to be cold-hearted after narc abuse, but it's hard to be the way I used to be. Like, I still have a big heart. I still have an open heart. But I'm very, very cautious about who I let around me and in my life and who I speak to. That's why I don't mind being antisocial. I don't mind being a loner. You have to be like that. You can't let everybody around you. On top of that, picking up on certain energies. You know, it becomes super overwhelming at times when you have to pick up on people's energy. Not only just other people in general, but my children, when I really know when something going on. So that's what's happening with that. And as far as my daughter, she called one day and I said, so, you know, your brother messing back with that girl and, you know, just talking to her about stuff. And she was like, yeah, but you just have to, I just think that you be holding grudges. And, you know, you think that everybody's a narc, but some people deserve second chances. And I'm like, yeah, but you have to know who deserve a second chance. And they will show you when they deserve one. But if they're showing you a repeated pattern of something, it's not going to change. How many times are you going to keep giving them a second chance to hurt you? They're only trying to destroy you. They don't care about you. They don't care. They will never care about you. You know, they're doing the works of the devil. He was able to use them and they allow it. You have a choice. You have a choice at the end of the day. And it's just like they're beginning to think that I'm so onto this whole narc thing that everybody is a narc. I don't trust nobody. I'm becoming cold-hearted. All because of the situation that with her, and I don't give second chances. I don't. And I feel like, Lord, I know that I'm doing this work for you. But when it comes up to the kids, it's like sometimes I be like, is it worth it for people? You know, because it's going to mess up my relationship with them. Then some days I'm like, well, forget it. If I have to cut off my children and they have to learn the hard way of, you know, that we had a spiritual warfare in this world and these things really exist. They just gonna have to go through their own life experience and learn it and know that I'm their mother and I'm gonna always still be there. You know, I'm their first love and I'm gonna always be there for their support that they need, you know, going through this. But it's just hard to watch them go through it. That's hard. And I've had my time where I've just been crying about it and praying about it because there's nothing you could do about it. And so that's what's really been going on, you know, and I just needed to just take a break because I don't see him getting away from it. Like, he claims like I can handle it. And every day I'm telling him and I'm advising him, know the signs of a person who's trying to manipulate you. Know the signs, like, you know all these textbook definitions of everything dealing with narcissism. Like, he be like, I know, Mom, I know. Can't nobody get inside my mind and do this and that. But when you know your child, you know when something's bothering him. Like, you ain't even got to say nothing. He could just be in my presence and I pick up on it because I feel it. You know, you're going to feel it. And they can't tell you nothing different because you're going to feel it. And they can't tell you no different. But it's nothing I could do about it. And I'm coming to understand how this works. Like, when God chooses you to go on a mission and do something for him, either you going to do it or you not. He's not going to force you. He give us free will. And I feel like if God, you know, if he was able to bring me out of that, it's like I'm asking myself, who am I to stop doing, you know, to stop the mission, to stop, you know, to get off this journey, to end this journey because of something that I kind of feel like I have control over, which I don't. I don't have no control over it. And I'm just coming to realize that, that I just have to let go and just let God handle it. And just keep on being that praying mom, like that mom I was back in 2017 when he was stressed out with school and work and wanting to be the man in the house and make sure mama's happy. And I didn't know that he was feeling that. I didn't know. I thought I was being the best mom I could be by pushing my kids to get a higher education, to pushing them to work and work hard and be the best at whatever job you have, and just be good people and be good to others. I thought that I was doing good by pushing them to do that when I really wasn't. And in some senses, maybe I was enabling them, like, like, you're great, you're wonderful, you're doing good, keep going. You can't do no wrong. And that's not going to help them. In the long run, it's going to hurt them. And that would make a narcissist able to put their hands on people that way when they're feeling vulnerable. It's like a narc can pretend like, oh, I went through all this with my family. And so that's how me and you were able to really, like, that's how me and you were able to really just see things eye to eye on a certain level. And, because we have so much in common. So that's how we were able to get together and have such a strong bond and a good relationship. But it's not that. It's not that. It's all deception, and it's a gimmick. The narcissist is always happy as long as they sucking you dry out of everything. But the person in a relationship, they ain't gonna never be appreciated the way they deserve to be. And so now he knows. And I can't apologize to him enough, and they don't even want the apology. Like, why are you apologizing? You didn't know, you didn't know we're good. We're not damaged. We live and you learn. And so I'm like, if you could be so forgiving to me being a mom and you don't feel like I did anything wrong, that's all good and everything. I just have to learn to stop punishing myself and being hard on myself, because we are not a perfect people, and my intentions are never to hurt my own kids. I just wanted to see them do good. Hell, I saved money out of pocket, thousands of dollars, cash money, to pay tuition for him to go to Southern University his second year, and it was just like, that's just how much I was determined to see him win and do good. And it never dawned on me, what if he don't want to go to college? But he did it to please mom. And it was like, that's something she was throwing in his face when we had that blow up. Like, she's the reason why you were stressed out for so long, pushing you to college. They do stuff like that. So he's like, well, she just want to talk to you now and just apologize. And I'm like, I'm not there yet to where I want an apology from her. Because first of all, she can't apologize to me because I know what the apology is all about. Girl, you can't love on me. You can't come back into my life and hoover me and manipulate me into thinking that you've changed. I know how y'all work. Like, and trust me, my son is grown. He's going to do what he want to do. I got to stand back and just be still and just let things be what it's going to be, and just trust that God is going to protect him. But at the same time, he have to be aware and do his part, because God is going to only do so much when he's already given you the knowledge, and I just don't want to see him allow her to destroy him, because he just want her to love him and respect him and appreciate him. I want him to live a happy life and be able to just be at peace with knowing that he's made the right decisions. And right now I'm not seeing it, but hopefully I'll start seeing it soon. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I want to talk about, just to kind of let y'all know what's been going on and stuff. And again, this wasn't even my story to tell. I might leave the video up. I might take it down. I don't think he gonna trip out about me posting this. It's just a thing that I feel like I owed it to y'all to know what's really been going on and stuff. And I still need that support. And I appreciate the support that I've been getting. And I just appreciate y'all being here for me and being that backbone for me to push me to keep going, because I want to keep going. I miss talking about this. I need to talk about it. It's so much more information I need to get out to y'all, so I think y'all agreed on one video a week, so that's what I'll do. I'll probably be back on here with one video a week starting next week. So if I left anything out, it'll come up periodically in other videos or in the comment section or on the community board. So I want to thank y'all for watching this super long video, almost an hour. I never recorded this long, so it's gonna take a long time to upload. And the way my Wi-Fi is set up, some days it do good and some days it don't. I'm just relaxing. I'm glad I got that off my chest, though. I'm glad I got that off my chest. I needed to share that with y'all, because y'all my people. Like, I really, really, I love y'all. Y'all is just everything. Y'all is everything. Y'all made me feel strong. You reminded me of how strong I am. And you reminded me of so much more. You know, I just needed that push again, that little extra little boost off. You know, and I feel good. I feel better because I haven't been happy. I've been depressed, and I hate to even claim it, you know. But I feel better now. I feel better. Uh, so that's where it is right now. Satan, he would use people to get to you. The narcissist will try to turn people against you, your own children, and it doesn't necessarily be the kid's dad or mom. It can be other outside people that'll use your kids to go against you because they want you to be wrong. They want you to be wrong, but I'm gonna constantly prove me wrong by exposing you demons. Because ain't nothing about me changed when it comes to a narc. I'm still working with them. I'm still setting boundaries. I'm still, in my own little section, minding my own business and tuning them out and giving them hell, giving them just what they deserve, giving them pure hell by not giving them a part of me, you know. And I just pray to God that he just give my children what they need to see, give them the eyes to see. I just pray that he give this to people in general so they can really see a person's true character and know when they're being deceived, you know. Because people are going to come in his name and be nothing but deceivers. Nothing but deceivers. And I just want people to be, protected and just beware that this is real. Just be careful. Just be careful who you open up to, who you open your heart to, and what you expect from people. Because they're going to only give you so much to keep you there, but they're not going to ever respect you enough to keep you fully and completely and give you what you deserve as a person. They're not going to do that. You have to be mentally strong to know how to deal with this type of spiritual attack, because it's not going to stop attacking you. It only gets worse the more you know. But I'm ready for it because I know I'm not dealing with this battle alone. Just don't mess with my children. Just don't mess with my kids, because I cut up behind my kids. I really will. I don't care how old they are. I'm always be their mama bear. You think that I'm not around, I'm gonna come out swinging and tear your tail up, put your hands on. But yeah, I'm not trying to, go into I'm not trying to become a physical attacker on a narc. I'm just saying though, you know, and that's another thing. She put her hands on him too. It got physical, and that's what made me just want to girl, y'all just don't know. It's so much. But yeah, but that concludes this video. I want to thank y'all for watching. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you soon.